So I guess I got 5 minutes to decide if I'm going to work tomorrow or I'm going to quit my day job. A little about me. I spent 6 years in the Army, and in those 6 years, I realized that the Army is just a big talent show with no first place winner. Everybody in the Army either came in second place or last place in the talent show. Less than 1% of the population even served in the military. So I don't know about y'all, but when I heard that, I was like, man, this has got to be the best of the best, right? I'm telling y'all, I was wrong. You know, I thought I was gonna be serving next to Captain America, doing push-ups, doing burpees, running laps around the barracks with Captain Marvel. I'm telling y'all, man. I got there, and I was serving next to Captain Jack Sparrow, drinking Captain Morgan with Captain Kangaroo. So civilians, any civilians in the audience? The next time you see a service member, don't thank them for a service. Because y'all don't want to know the reason why they actually served in the military. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna keep it truthful. They had nothing better to do. I'm telling y'all don't want to hear the truth. You say thank you for your service, and they're gonna tell you it was either an orange jumpsuit or a camo and a bad haircut. I also want to thank my recruiter. He was a stand-up guy, full of integrity. He never lied to me. He had a problem telling me the truth, though. He was like, I told him I wanted to get a Dodge Charger. He's like, you'll get one. It'll be at 21% interest, though. I told him, I want to find a wife when I get in the military. He left out the part where I get married, divorced, remarried, all in my first contract. And then he promised me skills that would translate into the civilian world when I got out. Let me tell y'all. Now I drink with my friends, they black out, and I'm the last person standing. Try putting that on a resume. Speaking of resumes, I don't know if any of y'all noticed, but the military is like the only profession where you don't need any experience. Think about it. It's like the less qualified you are, the better. So I remember I walked in my recruiter's office with a resume. He's like, bro, we don't do those here. I was like, well, maybe I'll dress up like I'm going to an interview. He's like, now you're just overachieving, man. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna kill him with this letter of recommendation. He was like, is it from Lieutenant Dan? He's like, I don't want to see it. Another thing I learned in the military is that it's very competitive. You're never allowed to have the worst day in the military. You tell somebody you're having a bad day, they're gonna tell you they're having a bad life. I remember I tore my ACL and I was gonna have to have surgery. So I went to my platoon sergeant and I told him. And before I knew it, he was telling me about his vasectomy that happened 5 years ago. And now he's got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old at home. I'll let y'all do the math. One thing I do miss about the military, though, is the briefings. You always get briefed about something. I remember I first got to the unit, they did a new soldier briefing. First sergeant walks in, looking more stressed than Al Bundy anytime Peggy Bundy speaks to him. He's like, listen up, soldier. If the Army wanted you to have a family, they would have issued you one. But if you do get married, your first one doesn't count. I promise you, I can't make this up. The line at the courthouse looked like the line at Popeyes during the whole chicken sandwich epidemic. That's my time, man.